from ALLPS here in Fayetteville, and I just want to welcome you too. How are you doing this morning?
Great, thanks.
Doing wonderful, thanks. The chief. We're here with the chief.
The chief, yeah, that's what I've been dubbed, the chief, by some of the volunteers. So, first of all, thank you both for taking the time out to come this morning. I know it's early, you have a lot of things on your calendar, so thanks for making the time to come in and talk to us. What I wanted to do really quick is, first I'm going to let our listeners know that I received a call yesterday from Ms. Hoy, and Principal Hoy, she told me, hey, I have someone in town. He's here to speak to the kids. He's a motivational speaker. He's in from Fort Lauderdale,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
So he's in from Fort Lauderdale, and we just talked a little bit, and I said, hey, I would love to have you come and speak to our audience and maybe do some streaming, just so everyone sees some of the good things happening in our community. With us being the first urban radio station here, we're a non-commercial radio station, and we're through a nonprofit. So we do a lot of things to build the community. So it was awesome to have Mr. M say, yeah, I'll come in and speak with you guys, and he was very flexible. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
So tell us a little bit what brings you here. What brings you to Northwest Arkansas?
Number one, we have Blue Cliff College, who's a great sponsor, and they sponsor me to go around the country and speak at different events and community events in high schools. And when Dr. Hoyes talked to one of our advisors at Blue Cliff, they said they had an event that they'd like to do on Friday, so they shipped me out here to see if we can do a motivational session with all of her students on Friday on accountability and life choices. So that's what we're doing. So had a chance to meet Dr. Hoy yesterday. Let me tell you, she gave me a tour of the campus, let me see all the stuff that the students have done, and they've got a great campus there with a great principal. So I'm proud to be here with her.
Great. Well, we appreciate you coming. I've also been by ALPS a couple times. I've had an opportunity to talk to some of the kids. She may have mentioned Homer Mike, like a talk show. She may have mentioned the fact that we're doing a youth program called Amplify.
Sure did. She sure did.
So I talked to her about potentially having some of her kids come and be a part of the Amplify program, which is basically a program that allows sophomores through seniors in high school in Northwest Arkansas participate in a program geared for them. They get to come in, produce a show, manage the show, talk about some of the things that they experience as youth, but also give them an opportunity to really learn more about radio and broadcasting. So you coming and talking to them and giving them a motivational speech, hopefully that gears them towards this program that's going to launch at the end of the month.
Great.
So thank you for that. So Principal Hoy, tell us this, Dr. Hoy, what drove you to reach out to bring Mr. Amps in to speak to your kids?
Well, part of the Arkansas Department of Education School of Innovation waiver that we received 2 years ago, it allows our school to be creative and flexible with our scheduling. So students earn 1 day off a week, and that 1 day we require them to participate in student development hours. And so this Friday session is one of those events where we try to give them career, life, college preparation opportunities. And so most of the time the students do not want to listen to us Monday through Thursday, so we definitely want them to try to listen to us on Fridays. So we made sure we brought in people, and we looked up, and he happened to be in the office. And I was like, okay, so we like to go big or go home.
I said Darren Lee Branch, he was contacting someone over at Blue Cliff College, so it was good to talk to him, and then him to connect us. Well, they call him the coach, connect us to Dr. Hoy. So we'll be talking about some life choices, but I want them to understand that it's not their environment that they're in. It's about them. If they want to go somewhere, then they've got to be able to use their skills, their talents, and their abilities and do what it is that they like to do instead of following somebody else or what someone thinks they should do. And that's what we're going to talk about. And we'll go through some of our life choices that we made, some bad, some good. And hopefully they'll see that if they don't do the bad stuff and do the good stuff, that they can make it in this world and have a good time. They got to have a good time. We only do this thing once.
Right. So let me ask you this, because what you're doing we know is very important, and it really makes a difference for our youth as well as our future, because these are our future leaders. Right. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let us know about the man behind the speaking, right? What tell us about you and what you've done and what's driven you to this point.
Great. Yeah, I came out of the Navy. I went straight into the Navy from high school. So I didn't have that choice to go and play football like I wanted to. My dad said, look, you got two choices, Army or Navy. Which one you want? I'm like, come on, man, there's more choices than that. But I chose the Navy, and then I got around some friends who I thought were friends, and they didn't make right decisions, which I'll talk about today. One of my friends stole like $300,000 from the Navy. And so I learned that you don't tell on your friends, and that was a mistake. And now I learned you snitch on everybody. You know? That's why I deal with the DEA, the police. I deal with everybody. I do a lot of training for them. And so I understand those choices, and I try to stay away from people who are doing negative stuff, and that's a big learning point. But I opened the speaking business back in 1993 because I love to talk and didn't know it was an industry. And that's what I'm going to open these young people up to today also. They don't know what they don't know. So if you don't know about the speaking industry, you just don't know. So I started in 93 and done pretty well since then. Put the daughter through high school and college. She went to Florida State. And then, started getting into the corporate America. So we do a lot of corporate training on accountability issues, and we try to help employees stop blaming each other and pointing fingers and look at solving issues. And I'll be talking to the young people about that too. If you can solve issues, everybody wants you. And so we've been living in Fort Lauderdale since 1999. Came out of the Maryland area, went to high school in Alexandria, Virginia, played for Coach Boone. They did a movie about him in our high school, Remember the Titans. But I sat on the bench, so you don't have to worry about anything I did over there.
It's probably a cameo. We can get a cameo in the next movie.
I still got splinter stock. That bench was hard. But I love what I do, and that's the bottom line. I didn't know about the speaking industry, but now that I do, I'm trying to share it with a lot of people, and that's why we're here.
Got it. Well, for everyone who's listening, I want to make sure you're tuned in to KDIV 98.7 FM, the voice of the city. I am joined, this is the Chief, I'm joined with James Amp, who's a motivational speaker. He's going to be speaking today. What time are you going to speak to the young men and women?
We'll start at 10:30.
So today at 10:30, he's here to speak to our youth at ALLPS. And we also have Dr. Principal Denise Hoy, who's
girl, man.
Right, principal of ALLPS, who's here. And we just wanted to appreciate the two of them for everything that they're doing for our youth and for our communities, but also take a moment and let some of the community people see what we're doing as an organization. A little bit about us: we're a nonprofit, Voice of Diversity, a non-commercial radio station, which is secondary to our principal being education.
Right.
So that's our number one focus is education, and then our secondary focuses, secondary and third would be education, then entertainment and community growth. Mm-hmm. So those three things we really focus on here in Northwest Arkansas. And with you coming in and speak to the young men and women, it was just, we're honored that you would take the time to come here, because it's really important that we show our community that there are great things coming, there are great people coming, there are great people, educators here that are focused on giving the kids the best that we can give them. Right. And sometimes, that's overshadowed when, you have an alternative school. People don't understand. And a lot of things, is about understanding. Knowledge changes the way we see things, and sometimes our perception impacts us. So,
and I hope I have made that change to your mindset.
You have, from what I saw yesterday, just with talking with the young. I go to a lot of schools, and most of the time when you introduce yourself, they won't even look you in the eye. But these folks, they look at me in my eye, shaking my hand. You don't get that everywhere. That means they've gotten educated through Doc Hoy. But that's what I like about Reggie Moore, who's the president of Blue Cliff College, is that he wants to get more involved in the communities out here, because they're in Mississippi and Arkansas and Louisiana with his campuses for Blue Cliff College. And this is one of his things. Look, we'll sponsor you to go into the community, talk to high schools, and we want that interaction. We want folks to know what's going on where, they might not get the highlight. Like with Doc School, they might not get the highlight, but they're doing some great stuff. And so let's go in there and highlight this thing. That's why we're proud to be here on The Voice with you, a voice of diversity. And what you all are doing in the community is just great.
Well, we appreciate you, and we'll ask Principal Hoy, if you have an opportunity, send us a few pictures, a bio. We'll like to share information about you, because we want the community to know some of the great people who are coming in and really helping our community and our kids. And the same thing, we'll get your contact information, because I would love to stay in contact with you about different things and programs that you're doing with the organization, and how we can continue to instill the positive things, like you said, into our kids, because there are always going to be choices. and we're not always going to make the right choice.
Right.
But you and other leaders and speakers and people who've gone through it, being a Navy man, you understand discipline and those type of things, and sometimes we miss it.
Right.
You know, in today's world, we play a lot of music, and we don't want to get lost in the music. We want to make sure that our kids know it's more to the world than, you know, rap songs and R&B and dancing and clubs. You know, those are part of life, but there's also a thing called family and respect and work and, you know, those type of characteristics that drive you to do something positive, which we want to do for the community.
I see why the youth gravitate toward you, man. You got a strong message, but that's why she had you on speed dial. She's like, hold on, let me call Reggie. I'm like, all right. That's cool.
Well, I appreciate it. For me, I just want to say again, we're going to be launching Amplify. We'll do our best to give you some, I mean, you're going to talk to these young men and women, so we want to make sure as we start the program, we'll be live streaming like we are now, Facebook, YouTube. We'll send you a link or two and let the kids say hello, because we know if we can keep you front of mind, sometimes that choice that they have, at least they think about you before deciding which way to go.
Exactly.
And if they think about you, we're sure they're going to pick the positive and the right choice. So, any final words from either of you?
No, my motto is, if you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. So let's go get it.
Right. You want something you never had, you got to do something you never done. Dr. Hoy?
And just to end with our motto of our ALLPS, is where hope stays alive. Someone said that, you know, it's keeping hope alive. I said, we don't have to keep it alive because it never dies.
Right. Hope never dies. I love it. Well, you're listening to The Chief on KDIV 98.7 FM. We really want to thank you both again for everything you're doing. Make sure you stay tuned in, and we'll make sure to share more information about Mr. ALLPS, about the things that he's doing, and also ALLPS and the kids and some of the things that Dr. Hoy has them doing in the community. KDIV 98.7 FM.
It's the weekly roundup. Here's what happened this week on Cheryl Underwood Radio. And we're back with more Cheryl Underwood Radio.
Thank you, super producer. So,
the one and only KDIV 98.7 FM. The one and only KDIV 98.7 FM brings to you straight from the source.